Hey everyone, my name is Jeffrey, and I'll be talking about reasons why a city should consider street reclamation projects. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I've noticed that with reductions in driving, air quality has gotten better, and when riding my bicycle, times of possible conflict with vehicles has reduced. My local city, Eugene, Oregon, has adapted to new social distancing guidelines by allowing restaurants and shops to take up more outdoor public space through parklets and closed down streets. This has been awesome for people who are interested in going downtown but are afraid to take any other form of transportation that isn't a car. Cities across the globe have seen the trend that cars make cities stressful, loud, dangerous, and polluted. Relating to pollution, 29% of all greenhouse gas emissions in the US are from transportation. 87% of those emissions come from small personal cars and trucks, according to the EPA. And according to the Environmental Defense Fund, air pollution is now the biggest environmental risk for early death, responsible for more than 6 million premature deaths each year from heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, and respiratory diseases. To understand how cars make cities stressful and dangerous, all you need to do is walk on a narrow sidewalk during rush hour. For some data, more than 38,000 people die every year in crashes on US roadways, with an additional 4.4 million injured enough to need medical attention, according to the Association for Safe International Road Travel. Road crashes are the leading cause of death in the US for people aged 1 through 54. I'm not advocating for getting rid of cars. After all, I also use one when I need to go long distances or carry a lot of things. What I'm positing is for cities to create programs that make using other forms of transportation more legitimate through street closure programs. Now, what are street closure programs? Street closure programs, or open streets as they are popularly known in the US, limit streets to automobiles for periods of time. They can be for a few hours, short, or as long as permanent closures. Some of these closures you might already be used to, like a short-term community market on the weekends, like a Saturday market. Street reclamation or closures is often paired with tactical urbanism or low-cost grassroots temporary changes to the built environment. Reclamation can be implemented by cities to do very similar things. Here in Eugene, the city has closed off a single block to cars since the beginning of the pandemic to aid restaurants and shops struggling by giving them more public space upon which tables, chairs, signs, and shops can be added. While tables are placed in the middle of the sidewalk, the street becomes open for people to move through, and encounters between people are less dangerous than if cars were involved. These spaces of reclamation are useful, but if they're infrequent or people aren't given the opportunity to experience their full potential, they just become disruptions to car traffic that people get annoyed with. A way to unlock that potential is the cyclovias or open street programs. These programs promote usage of closed streets for human use on a weekly basis, usually Sundays. The practice originally started in Seattle in the 1960s, but the cyclovia has impacted the rest of the world, started in Bogota, Colombia in the 1990s. Every Sunday, cities across the world shut down their streets for people to recreate with activism, music, dancing, and otherwise good times. A regularly scheduled program means that people can rely on streets being open on Sundays to hang out, go to the market, and bike down the boulevards previously reserved for loud cars. Paris has seriously taken this project into their recent pushes for air quality in the city by shutting down hundreds of city streets, adding more bicycle lanes, and even creating a tracker so that city dwellers can know what is planned during their Sunday streets. In conclusion, people enjoying life on 2 wheels or 2 feet is possible in cities, and can be done in ways that people of all kinds can partake. Reducing the amount of cars on the road is good for safety, for community, and for health. Reclaiming space by reducing the road partially, closing off a road permanently or temporarily are all just the starting options for how we can promote city life that is human-sized. Thank you for listening.